Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. It's Tuesday the 1st of August. I'm Nigel Croft. In this video we'll be looking at two stocks. As usual, we'll be looking at one stock in the UK, which is Man Group, code EMG. You'll see that it has broken to the upside today. There's solid momentum and we expect further upside progress. And we'll be looking at one stock in the States, TRANSUNIon, which has just announced a secondary offering, or it was announced last night. They're going to sell 22.5 million shares, which represents over $1 billion of stock. So we expect some downside. However, the shares remain in a solid uptrend, and we'll look at the key levels to watch on the secondary offering. Let's look at those charts. Okay, so starting with Man Group, and you can see that today we've had a significant move to the upside, but this was expected. You can see that yesterday's move was a very solid soldier, green all the way through, showing that there was progress through the day and that we closed very close to the top. And also we've now got the 20 and the 50-day moving average about to cross, both moving upwards, so that's a golden cross, and that bodes well for the medium-term picture. Yesterday's break broke this downtrend picture that's in place, and it effectively confirmed that it was a flag, and then we're now moving up to further upside. Given the momentum, the RSI is in a solid uptrend and is at 72.97. Further upside should be assured, and the MACD have only just gone above zero as they diverge, short term above longer term. Expect further upside. On the weekly picture, you can see there is a small amount of resistance dating back from December 2015, but that's only minimal. If it holds this stock for a day or two, it won't harm the upward progress, and really on this share I expect to move up to the 180-190 pence in the short term. Again, the RSI has turned back up, presently at 69.3, so that's very positive. MACD hasn't quite turned yet, they're just sidelining, but I do expect the short term to move above the longer term. And on the 4-hour chart, well, this just confirms the break that we've had as a flag. Again, all the moving averages, we've just had the 20 across the 200, all the moving averages are moving up, and would give, will catch up eventually, but will give solid support. And again, the RSI is very positive, maybe even slightly overbought on this 4-hour, 81.55. Likewise, the MACD maybe at a bit extended levels. Another thing to point here is the high volume on the spike up, which does bode well. Looking at the support resistance, as I said, there's minimal resistance. It's at 176.45 and then at 185, with support at the 50-day 155.11 and then 154.70. So that's been TA for Traders looking at the Man Group. The key takeaways from the video on Man Group should be we've had a solid break to the upside. There's very good upside momentum. On the weekly, I didn't actually point it out one more there, but there was a reverse head and shoulders that we're now breaking to the upside from. And of course, I did mention the increased volume on the break. Moving on to TRANSUNIon, as I said, they've announced a secondary offering of $1 billion. That will bring the share price back towards this 20-day moving average, but you can see we're in a solid uptrend, and the consolidation expected over the next day should not hinder that. In fact, quite often on these secondary offerings, if it goes well, a very small discount, it could actually give the share a push upwards. You can see that we may have lost upside momentum. That's just moving sideways, but it is above 50 at 63.81. The volumes have been declining as we've reached the peak, which is a slight concern, but that volume will pick up today with this 22.5 million number of shares being sold through the market, and the MACD as well are flatlining. On the weekly picture, well, it's just in a solid uptrend, maybe a bit overextended from the moving averages, and again losing its upside momentum. On the 4 hour, again losing its upside momentum, getting support from the 24-hour average and then the 50 below there. If we consolidate below this 54-hour, be careful, but I don't think it'll pull that far back on the secondary offering. Looking at the support resistance levels, got resistance at the all-time high 46.32, nothing above there, with support at the 20-day 44.67 and then 43.82. So that's been TA for traders, having a look at the charts of TRANSUNION. Just to clarify the key takeaways, it does remain in its uptrend. We expect the 20-day moving average maybe to be tested today after this secondary offering, but momentum does remain positive and the picture only deteriorates at below the 50-day. Thanks for watching this video on Man Group and TRANSUNION. I hope you found it of interest, maybe not shares you've looked at previously. Man Group can move significantly once it starts moving, and I suggest that the break today is the start of that move. Please remember that the opinions in these videos are my own opinions and they're not meant as an investment recommendation. Please do read the disclaimer. Thank you.